Hello, hello. Welcome to Math City with Miss G. Today we are going to talk about segments formed by chords, secants, and tangents. In the figure that we have on the screen, we have a line. This blue line is called tangent. Why is it called tangent? Because it crosses or touches or intersects the circle at one point. We also have this green line. This is called secant. And why? Because the line intersects the circle at 2 points and the line extends or the segment extends all the way outside the circle. When a tangent line and a secant intersect outside the circle or cross outside the circle, it creates an angle that we are going to use the formula a squared equals b quantity b plus c. So we're adding the measurement of the whole thing, and that would go inside the parentheses. Let's use this formula to answer this problem. First, let's label what we have. So x here is our a because this is the tangent line. And then we have 4, which would be b, and 12 is c. Let's substitute this to the formula a squared equals b quantity times b plus c. So a is x squared, b is 4, and then we add the length of the whole secant. So we're going to add these two together. That would be 4 plus 12. Then we simplify. So 4 times adding these two together, that would be 16. And 4 times 16 is 64 equals x squared. Isolating x, we're going to extract the square roots on both sides. And so that would be x is equal to 8. So the distance or the measure of x is equal to 8. All right, let us try another problem. Let's label the given measures. So this is our tangent line. This line touches the circle at one point, therefore that is our A. This is B, and this would be C. Let's substitute that given information into the formula. So a squared would be 8 squared equals x quantity x times or x plus 12. Let's simplify. 8 squared is 64, and distribute x, that would be x squared, and then x times 12 would be 12x. So because we arrive with a quadratic equation, how? Because the highest exponent is 2. So when we come up with something like this, we want to bring everything on one side of the equation equal to 0. And to do that, I would subtract 64 on both sides to make this equation equal to 0. This is the only way to get the x by itself. So none of these on the right hand side are like terms, and so we can't combine anything. So now that we have the equation on one side of the problem, we are going to find factors. So our c value is negative 64, and our b value in the trinomial is 12. So we're going to find factors of negative 64 that when added exactly the same numbers, the same factors, that would give us positive 12. So I believe that should be 16 times negative 4. If we multiply 16 times negative 4, that should give us negative 64. Adding 16 plus negative 4, that will give us positive 12. So it checks both boxes. So therefore, our factors are x plus 16 and x minus 4. So if we are going to double check, multiply this using FOIL, distributive property, or box method, it should go back to the original polynomial that we got. And isolating x, because we're finding the distance outside the circle, this secant part, this part of the line of the secant. And so isolating x, that should be x plus 16 equals 0, and then x minus 4 equals 0. Isolating x, take inverse of each, so inverse of positive 16 is negative 16, and then inverse of negative 4 is positive 4. So in this case, we are going to consider the positive numbers because we're considering distance or the measure of x, which is outside of the circle. And so measurements can never be negative numbers. So therefore, we will take positive 4 as the value of x. Okay, let us try another scenario, this time 2 chords. Okay, so these 2 lines that are inside of the circle are considered chords. So the blue line and the red line, so or segment. So how do we find or solve this type of problem? So we are going to take each line or segment individually. We are going to multiply. Looking at the blue line or blue segments, we have A times B equals, then taking the red line or the blue red segment, that would be C times D. So this is going to be the formula. Let's apply this into this problem right here. So I am going to start with this part of the line. So I will say 7 times 4 equals, then I'm also considering this line, putting that on the other side of the equation, that would be x times 6. 7 times 4, that should be 28. And then equals 6x, isolating x, divide both sides by 6, so x is equal to approximately 4.7. All right, let's try this one more time. Let's consider this problem right here. So let me take each chord one at a time. I'm going to consider this chord first. So I would do 8 times 24 equals. Then the other chord, which would be this. And so I will write 12 times 3x plus 1. So we have a binomial in this side of the equation. So we're going to distribute the 12 to each of these numbers inside the parentheses. But before that, let's multiply 8 times 24. That is 192 equals 12 times 3x is 36x plus 12. We want to get the x by itself, so subtract 12 on both sides. So this will give us 36x equals, on the left side should be 180. Divide both sides by 36. So this will be x equals 5. Now, how about a problem where we will be given with 2 seconds? Okay, so 2 seconds because the red line intersect the circle at 2 points, and the line extends all the way outside the circle. Then the purple line also touches or intersect the circle at 2 points, and it extends all the way outside the circle. And these 2 seconds intersect outside of the circle. So if we are given with this problem, let us set up an equation. So to find the equation, we will do, let's name this as x. This would be y, and say this would be z and w. So to create our equation, we will do the outside measurement first, x times x plus y. We're adding the length of both inside and outside of that secant or that line, the red line. Then we're going to repeat that on the other side. The outside measurement, which is z, and then we're going to add the z with the measurement of the inside, which is w. So z plus w. So this would be the formula that we are going to use. Let's apply this to this problem. So we have the outside measurement, which is 9. I'm going to write 9 times, multiply 9 with the distance of the whole secant or segment. So that would be 9 plus 2x minus 9. And then on the other side of the equation, so the outside number is 8, and then we're going to add the whole measurement of these, and that is the 10. These whole thing be added, so 10 plus 8. So let's simplify. On the inside the parentheses, we can cancel 9 minus 9, that would be 0, and so we are left with 2x equals 8 times, adding this 2, that would be 18. So on the left side of the equation gives us 18x. As we multiply, on the right side would give us, what is 18 times 8? Okay, so simplifying this 18, 8 times 18, and then we divide each of these by 18. As you can see, this would be easier to simplify because then we can cancel these. So that will leave us with x equals 8. But the problem in here is we are asked to find DE, and DE in the problem is this part of the line. So we are going to substitute the value that we found. So 2 times 8 minus 2 times 8 minus 9, that will give us 7. So this distance is equal to 7, DE is 7. Let's try one more problem right here. Okay, so the outside number, which is 3, and then we are going to add the whole length, which would go 5 plus 3 equals. Let's do that again for the other segment or secant. X on the outside of the this line, and then we are going to add x plus 2. Let's simplify. 3 times 8 equals, distribute the x, so that would be x squared, and then plus 2x. 8 times 3 is 24 equals, drop x squared plus 2x. In this case, we arrive with a quadratic equation. So again, if we arrive with an equation that is quadratic, we are going to bring everything on one side of the equation. To do that, we're going to subtract 24 on both sides. That would make the equation equal to 0, which what we want. So in order for us to isolate x, there's nothing that is like terms on the right side of the equation. So we have x squared plus 2x minus 24. And isolating the x by itself, we will have our c values negative 24, b is 2, and so factors of negative 24 are 6 times negative 4, that would give us negative 24 when multiplied. And if we add 6 plus negative 4, that would be a 2. So we found our factors. So let's write it down. X plus 6 times x minus 4. Multiplying this, that should go give us the original quadratic equation that we got. So isolating the x value, x plus 6 equals 0 and x minus 4 equals 0. And then isolated x, that would be x equals negative 6 and x equals positive 4. So remember that we are trying to find the length of this part of the figure. That's distance. So distance can never be negative, so we are going to consider the positive answer that we've got. So x is equal to positive 4. All right, guys. I hope you find value in this video. If you do, can you please subscribe and share? Thank you so much. I will see you in my next one. Bye.